This is Sir Fahad Ali again with a video, and this time the video is on the topic of demand. It is sometimes quite confusing topic for the students. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's start with the topic. It is in O-Levels Economics. The syllabus code is 2281. Then the first question when we are studying this topic is, what is demand? Demand is the willingness and the ability to buy a product. That is, I must be willing to buy the product and I must be able to buy the product. What does it mean? Willingness shows the wish of the person, the desire of the person to purchase the product, and the ability shows the financial resources which are required to purchase. The person should have the financial resources to purchase the product. If we see that both of these things are there with a person, that is, there is willingness and there is ability, then we can say that it is demand. Otherwise, if there is only one thing, then we cannot say it is demand. So these both conditions must be met in order to say that it is demand. Now coming to the law of demand. The law of demand says that when the price of a product increases, the quantity demanded decreases. As the price of any product rises, we can see that the purchasing power of a person decreases, as we can purchase less of the product in comparison to what we used to purchase in previous periods or in earlier stages. So that's the problem. As the price is increasing, the quantity demanded will always decrease, and this is the law of demand according to economics. Now let's see the demand curve, as the demand curve depicts the law of demand. As you can see here, it is showing the chocolate bar demand. As you can see, the demand curve is downward sloping, as there is a negative relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. As the price is increasing, the quantity demanded is decreasing, because people can purchase less of the same product with an increase in the price. Then after this law of demand, we can say we have movement along the curve. We use the term extension and contraction. These both are technical terms which are to be used in the past papers in the exam answers. So extension is, it is when the price of a product it decreases and the quantity demanded of the product increases, leading to a movement along the curve. We use this term in order to denote the movement along the curve. As when the price, as you see that the law of demand is saying that when the price is decreasing, the quantity demanded will increase, and the opposite situation, when the price is increasing, the quantity demanded will fall. So basically it is saying when the demand with extension of what? It is saying extension of quantity demanded. When the price will decrease, the quantity demanded will increase, and this will cause a movement along the curve which will show an increase in the quantity demanded. So now coming to the graph of extension, see this. The extension demand. As you can see that the price is being decreased from P1 to P1. The quantity is being increased from Q1 to Q2. As you can see, there is a movement along the curve from the first point, which is drawing the dot on the screen. As you can see this, the dot on the screen, from here the curve has moved till here. So this is called a movement along the curve or movement on the curve. So we will use the term of extension when the demand is increasing, as you can see. On the other hand, what happens when the demand is decreasing? So this is another scenario. Contraction. When there is an increase in price of a product, the quantity demanded falls. This will always be aligned with the law of demand. As you can recall that we studied that the law of demand is saying when the price is increasing, the quantity demanded will decrease. So this is the same. When there is an increase in price of the product, the quantity demanded will fall. The new thing here is that we have a technical terminology for this. The technical terminology is contraction. The graph for contraction is this. As we can see, the price is increasing from P1 to P2, whereas an increase in price is followed by a decrease in quantity demanded, as according to the law of demand, from Q1 the quantity has moved to Q2. It is written down contraction in demand. Apart from these things, contraction and extension, these both contraction and extension are related to movement along the curve. Apart from these things, we have some factors which shift the demand curve on the right hand side or on the left hand side. Okay, we will see what are the factors. Number one is changes in disposable income. Disposable income is the income after income tax, the income we get in our pockets, the income which we can spend on goods or services. So a decrease in disposable income, that is an increase in income tax, will decrease the disposable income. If we have a decrease in disposable income, then most probably this will shift the demand curve to the left hand side, as people will demand less at each and every price. The second point is changes in taste and preferences. When there is a change in taste and preferences, we can use the term of fashion too. So this will depend on this will lead to an increase in demand of some products and a decrease in demand of some products due to the change in taste and preferences. The third is change in expectations related to the price of the product. For example, I was thinking to buy a television of Samsung. So if I am expecting that the price would increase in future, then I would buy that product now. That is me means the consumers in the market. So if all consumers would be thinking that the price would increase, then they would buy now. So for the short term, for now, the demand would increase. And this can be opposite too. That is, for example, we have a high price of the Samsung televisions, then we can expect a decrease in demand, decrease in price in future. So we can say there will be an increase in demand in future. The fourth is changes in the price of related goods. There are two type of goods. One is substitute and one is complement. Substitute goods are the perfect substitute. For example, I can use one good instead of another good in place of the other good. The examples are Coke and Pepsi. If I want to purchase Pepsi and I cannot get a Pepsi, then I can use Coke in place of Pepsi. And the second is complementary products which go with each other. For example, we have the example of bread and butter. Bread and butter goes with each other. They are in a pair. So we can say these are complementary products. Then we have the population size and composition. Population size and composition is telling about whether we have an aging population, we have a youth population. This will decide the demand of some products. As we have, if we have more birth rates, then we will see that the consumption of milk is more. As we have more birth rates, we have more population falling into the birth rate category. We have more toddlers. The last is type of good. The demand of any product depends on the type of good. There are two type of good: normal or inferior good. Normal good is a good when a person is seeing that his income is being increased, and after an increase in his income, he is spending more on a good. Previously he was spending less on that good, and now he is spending more on that good. Then this means that the good is a normal good. Whereas on the opposite end, on the alternate, we have inferior good. Inferior good is when, for example, I was purchasing more of a product because it was very cheap. When there is an increase in my income, then I will purchase less of that products, because the reason is that it is an inferior good. So the terms are very much obvious, which are saying inferior or normal good. With the normal good, we would increase our demand when our income is increasing, whereas with the inferior good, we will decrease our demand when our income is increasing, because that inferior good quality might not be as good as we want, because we have an increase in income. So we might shift to other products which are that much good, which we should consume according to us. Then you can see an increase in demand. As I said, that the factors depends this depends on the factors, whether the factors are increasing the demand or decreasing demand. If we have an increase in demand, you can see the curve has shifted to the right hand side from D to D1. Demand curve shift, it is written down. And in the next, we have a decrease in demand. This depends on the factors, whether the factors are favorable or unfavorable. This depends on these factors. So the decrease in demand would be on the left hand side. As you all can see, from D1 we have moved to D2. An important thing is that we must use the technical terms. For an increase in price or decrease in price, anything related to price would fall into the category of movement along the curve. There will always be a movement on the curve due to price, whereas as far as these demand factors are concerned, we will see a shift in demand either on the left hand side or on the right hand side, depending on the movement, whether it's favorable or unfavorable. So the factors would shift the demand curve, and the price would cause the movement along the curve. It can either be extension, that is an increase in demand, quantity demanded, or it can either be contraction, that is a decrease in quantity demanded. So I hope you liked the video and you got the concept. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe my channel, comment below if you have any questions, any problems, and share this video with those who are studying O-levels economics. And please don't forget to press the bell icon, because if I will post more videos on these topics, so you will get the notification when I will post this video. You will get the notification, you can watch the videos then and there. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, stay inspired, and I love you all.